Yeah, we got Dom Lucre now. Yeah. Well, you're really based, though. I mean, people's looking for based people.
In 2020, when conservatives had their loss, nobody was accepting it. Nobody was calling Joe Biden president-elect. Nobody was thinking it was possible that he could get sworn in. Liberals are already ready for Trump to become president. They've already moved on.
Have you shared any opinions on Twitter that got you in a little trouble?
They demonetized me. I'm still demonetized on X now.
Really? That's straight up racist.
It doesn't make sense to me.
Let's talk about the black community. Talk about them. Like, black culture is fed to them through music.
Yeah.
And I think that's why they think the way they think.
For the most part, it's about a school-to-prison pipeline to try to influence them more than their school or parents could. Because it doesn't matter how gangster you think you are on TV. If they know they bent you over, you know it, you'll never be a problem.
You've been in the music industry.
Yeah, I was VP of a label.
Did you have to deal with anything like that?
To receive the money, it was either like we get in like these robes and have sex with pigs, which something super random. Yeah, like,
wait a minute, you have sex with a pig?
Yeah.
Do you think Diddy actually forced people to do stuff?
I don't think he forced anyone, but I do believe after they agreed, he switched up.
Why does like a lot of these rappers like Doja Cat, why do they have all this satanic imagery around them?
With a music video, a lot of artists are told to appear at the set. They get them the wardrobe, they get them designers and everything. They just simply are there. Even if they might question it, they be like, oh, it's edgy, and they might show them some numbers that will show that it sells when they put on demon horns. They'll make it make sense. But in truth, there's no need to do that. Why are kids having to watch Roots? In school, they play that for us in school, and that's Hollywood. So you're telling me you're going to make something that's a Hollywood depiction of reality, and you're going to force that on kids? Now that I'm grown, I see that's propaganda. Even like Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks had a car. It was set up. It was
I did not know that.
Rosa Parks had a car.
Yeah, that bitch didn't. She didn't get on the bus.
Yeah, bro.
She didn't get on the bus.
It's crazy. Yeah, it was set up.
Hey, a lot of people think Jesus was black. Do you think
he was?
You think? You think he was? Yeah. Welcome to episode 41. We got Dom Lucre now. Yeah. You exactly what this country need. Another black conservative. How's it going, bro?
Good. How about you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. What do you think about this past election?
I'm excited for it. I think a lot of us foresaw it, but
I was so nervous.
Yeah, I was super nervous too. It's kind of like PTSD from the last time because we felt like we already had the W. Yeah. But even right now, it just don't feel real. Right. But when I wake up, I feel so much lighter. It's almost like you don't know how bad.
A monkey jumped off my back.
You never know how bad you truly felt until it was over. I said, man, was I really that down? Because the day after, it's like, man, life is so worth living. I was like, was I that down? And I noticed it now that we got the win. But yeah.
I remember that night, man. I went to sleep when Biden I wasn't going to sleep. Yeah, this past election, I did not want to go to sleep. I wanted them to call Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And I was watching on CNN. They would not call Pennsylvania. Key said, don't worry about it. Fox already called it. I said, no, I'm not going to sleep till CNN calls Pennsylvania, right? Because I did not trust what Fox News was saying. Yeah. Man, MSNBC, they didn't call it neither. It was just Fox. Yeah. Yep. Finally, I said, fuck it, I'm going to sleep. Yeah, because I knew Trump was going to win this election. I was like, but if she wins, man, this country, I ain't going to say it, but man, I think a lot of people know the fix is in because nobody liked her.
Yeah.
Right. Even her own party didn't like her. How is she going to beat Trump? There's no way that could happen.
And the way that you see more proof of that is the simple fact of look at the after result of the election being over. Now, in 2020, when conservatives had their loss, nobody was accepting it. Nobody was calling Joe Biden president-elect. Nobody was even thinking it was possible that he could get sworn in. Liberals are already ready for Trump to become president. They've already moved on beyond their candidate. It's not even real pain. They don't have the pain that we have because they were never truly fans of her. And it shows it because there's no way. If you truly were as adamant or you cared about her the way that we cared about Trump, you can't just go on your day saying, okay, we're going to have a new president. They're not trying to stop it or anything like that. That's just, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, nobody liked her even when she was running for president. For her to be the nominee for the Democrat Party and she wins, man, that is the textbook definition of a cult.
Yeah, and I think it's the main reason why they got the losses with Senate and in the House. It's because they just went too far in.
Yeah, we got full control of the government. Well, I don't think we got control of the government.
Metaphorically speaking.
Metaphorically, I know who's got control of this country.
It's them damn Jews.
Yeah, they won the election.
Yeah, they gave Trump $100 million. You know he's got to do some favors for that.
I don't. Trump is the president of the United States, but he's a figurehead. I think it's Netanyahu. I think he's.
You didn't even say his name right.
I can't say his name. How you say that?
It's Netanyahu.
Netanyahu. You know who messed me up? Kanye.
Yeah, he did.
He kept calling him Netan.
Yeah.
So it's Netanyahu.
Netanyahu.
Oh, he got a Yahoo in there.
Yeah.
Netanyahu.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Dom look at us like, y'all better stop talking about them Jews.
Well, no, I mean, I've always led the discourse as well.
Yeah.
If you're really truly American, there's nothing wrong with being questioning where your money's going, especially if we vilify any other country that invests in our nation.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, Republicans on the right, we've it's like commonplace now to demonize money when it's going to another country.
Yeah.
But for some reason, it's perfectly fine when it's Israel.
And that's where I always stress it out. It's like, okay, if we're going at it from an American first perspective,
Right.
we're looking at it without no race or anything like that, on just strictly foreign interference.
Right.
It's alarming. It's a lot of money that's coming in and a lot of money that's going out to that one specific spot. And if it was any other nation, it would be
A huge problem,
a state of concern. Yeah.
Have you shared any opinions on Twitter that got you in a little trouble? That people labeled you anti-Semitic?
Back in the past, like January, when they demonetized me, I'm still demonetized on X now. I haven't got paid once, like this year for X.
Well, did they give you a reason?
No. Only thing I found out like 5 months later when I tried to do an appeal, it said I was a hateful content creator.
That is nuts.
Yeah.
Which makes you
but I'm monetized on YouTube. So
saying the same stuff.
Yeah, so that's the stress of it. It's like, so something is, to me, it says a lot about X. If YouTube is supposed to be the liberal threshold, if I'm a radical to X, you're not going to last 1-2 weeks on YouTube. And I've been there since January, so something isn't adding up.
We'll follow up with it. We'll see if we can get it. I mean, I don't know Elon.
Yeah.
I don't have him in my back pocket, but you not being monetized, that's...
Well, for 1.5 million followers and...
Yeah, I would blatantly, and I would tell it to everybody, that's straight up racist.
It doesn't make sense to me because I even was told from someone from an insider, it's like, they don't like the way you use the N-word. I was like, okay, if that was true, AB.
Right.
That nigga radical as hell. Like me in my day, when I first started and shit, like, I was more radical than I am now, but AB is radical as shit.
Yeah.
Right.
He was at a Trump rally and called everybody crackers.
And then AB shares a video, a post of him having 10, 12K from X. It's like, if you guys don't see this as some propaganda, you niggas is crazy. Like, bro, that don't make sense. Like, I see it for what it is.
It might be a glitch. It might be somebody singling you out. I mean, that does not sound right. Because I follow you on Twitter.
It had a lot to do with, I think, that era with me talking about Muslims and stuff. I kept saying the Muslims did this, the Muslims did that, and community notes, which corrected and said it was the Jews. So since so X, it kind of turned X against itself, and they really didn't appreciate that, I'm sure.
Did you come across that story? They said 2 people from Iran it was an attempt to assassinate Trump.
Yeah.
And then they corrected and said it was Jews.
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
I saw it, yeah. And it's like, out of all the journalists, no one reported it.
I know.
No one reported that correction.
Yeah. See, this is a conspiracy theory I'm about to say.
Yeah.
I got no proof to back it up. Stu Peters put this in my mind. You know, he's a white supremacist conspiracy theory. He said it's the greatest cover for Israel because Israel wants to annihilate Iran. So the best way to do that is to have 2 people from Iran assassinate the president.
Right.
And now who's going to say no to that?
Worked last time, weapons of mass destruction.
Yeah.
Americans, patriots, especially white men from rural countries, man, look what they did to our city. Man, it's all it took.
Yeah, that's all it would take.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's a stretch.
Yeah. Dom's like, stop talking about this shit. Hey, you blowing up on Twitter, though.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. I would, like I said, I've said it before on Twitter, I attribute a lot of that to y'all because when I had first got that phone call in November and I posted it up, it wasn't until y'all quote tweeted and it shot off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the algorithm. Flipped.
Yeah, it did.
Somebody flipped the switch.
I think it had like 18K views or so. You guys grabbed it, went up to like 300, 400K.
You know what?
Well, you're really based, though. I mean, That's
Appreciate
all that's on Twitter right now. So people's looking for based people.
And I think when me and Keith went into politics, I think just white people are just starving to hear black people
With some sense.
with some brains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like I know when me and Keith came out as conservatives and all, it's a lot of black people on YouTube just doing conservative content. And I had to have known white people. It's like, man, okay, I'm not racist. I was about to lose my damn mind. Everybody's telling me I'm racist. Now we got black people saying the exact same shit I've been saying for the last several years.
Yeah.
You know? Because we're still unicorns. I mean, look at women, black women, they vote on a 90% clip, and black men vote on an 80% clip. I mean, those numbers actually improved under Trump. Trump actually took 10 points from...
And I thought we would have did a little bit better this recent election.
Dude, you would think,
I thought we did, but I attributed my homeboy Malachi, my best friend. He was like, black men didn't vote, so it really don't reflect the numbers. They were protesting by not voting at all. And it's like the votes we could have got, we're never going to see, because they were like, well, I won't vote for no one. I'll let the white people do it, and Trump will win if the whites vote. It's that type of mindset that's just so ignorant. It's like, bro, even if you live in a blue state and you think a red going to be president, you need to vote. Because it allows for you to have statistics, and it tells people back home, it tells the houses, the parties, that they need to start focusing on that location to get more votes. If you have an 80,000 increase in Trump in Miami like we had in the last few years, he'd win Miami like he did recently, because it's like, okay, we need to draw attention here. The stats show it. But if blacks aren't going out to vote, no one knows where to go.
Right.
No one knows if they should leave their house to try to spend money on getting their vote if they're not going out to vote.
Right.
I mean, they feel like it's a pointless war. Majority of blacks, and then even now, I'm still being told that, oh, the president doesn't matter, our vote doesn't matter. Sure. I don't know who tricked the black race to believe that, but it's one of the greatest tricks I've ever seen.
Right, because I think we would be in a dangerous situation if Kamala would have won the presidency.
Oh yeah,
that's evident. I was like, man, I was like, leading up to the election, I was getting anxiety. I said, because if she wins, man, I could see something. This country's over.
Yeah.
We got to be dumb.
Yeah, people will give up.
People are stupid in this country. It's over. You can't beat stupid.
Right.
But people are logical, and that was that's
I'm not only am I happy because he won the way he won. He won the popular vote by 5 or 6 million.
Yeah,
that speaks volumes.
Yeah. Hey, let's talk about the black community.
Talk about them niggas, folks.
Well,
you've been in the music industry.
Yeah, I was VP of a label.
Okay, so I mean, you got the acumen. So I want to ask you. I think a lot of what like black culture is fed to them through music.
Yeah,
and I think that's why they think the way they think.
Yeah, it's definitely that. It's so the
a lot of shit,
music,
right?
Yeah, the music industry has the same masters, I would say, as the political industry. They
them
like
damn Jews, huh?
Yeah, you get the same marching orders because it's a school to prison pipeline, and they have partnerships with people that own private prisons, and it's to influence the youth to get back into the prison systems.
Wow.
For the most part, it's about a school to prison pipeline to try to influence them more than their school or parents could, to influence them to the prison system, which is more beneficial. Most blacks are more profitable to the system if they're arrested opposed to being free.
Right. That's crazy.
Because they'll assume that majority of blacks won't be anything, so it's like you be a government asset than to deter the government.
There's a lot of truth there, because I remember I was in school, a lot of teachers would tell me, say, don't worry, you don't have to be a doctor or a professional. He said, you're good with your hands. She told me that. She said, you be good in upholstery, carpeting, you might be a good plumber. I was like, and Keith, he had a real bout with racism. He was in a spelling bee.
Yeah, that's my story. Look, 6th grade. For some reason, I was always infatuated with the spelling bees.
Yeah.
I see little white kids myself. I want to win one, right? So I remember I'd be at home studying for it, practicing and stuff. Kids was like, man, what you doing that stupid shit for? But I stuck with it, and it was during the spelling bee. My parents was there, and it was just me and this white boy.
Yeah.
I remember his name, Troy Odell.
It was Troy Odell?
Mm-hmm. It was Troy Odell. And
still traumatized.
They asked me, it was my turn to go, right? He said, spell almanac. I said, oh, I got this shit. Yeah. Almanac, ALMANAC, almanac. That bitch said, that's wrong.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this white woman? I know what the hell I just said. I was like 10, 11 years old, maybe a little bit younger. And then he spelled it and he won. I was like, Because it had been like 20 or 30 of us on stage, and it was just down to us two.
That shit took like 2 hours too.
Yeah, so I get to
Damn white kids are smart.
I get to the class. Miss B was a black teacher, and she
What
was
was
like,
her name? I forget her name.
Miss B.
Yeah, she was a mean black
She
woman.
was real mean, but this is going to make sense now. When I went to her, that's the first time I ever seen this woman smile. She said, "I'm so proud of you." And she was crying. And I said, "Miss B, I spelled it correctly." She said, "Some things you don't understand right now." And she's talking to me. She said, "They're not going to let a little black boy beat a little white boy at the spelling bee." And I was like, yeah, that's right. I spelled that shit right. You know what I mean? And she was so proud of me. And I remember she was like so mean and like hateful to the black kids. When they act out, she would just throw them out. Every time she would throw them out.
She'd get up in her face screaming. Spit flying out of her mouth. Spit all over.
Yeah, but it was all she said, and she would tell the class, see that? See him? I just stole my class? He's going to be in prison. I've been a teacher for 15 years. I've seen them come and go. These kids that's not acting right in school right now, they're going to be in prison.
She would
was
tell us
right.
all that, yeah.
Yeah, and she was right. All my friends got locked up.
Every last one of them.
Every last one of them. But that was but I still got that second place trophy. Still got it.
I'd have burnt that damn trophy. What was life like for you growing up as a kid?
It was pretty. I don't know. I had pretty humble beginnings where I grew up.
You was poor shit like us, huh?
Yeah, pretty poor. I
Yeah.
would say.
We didn't have a bathroom in our house.
I had a bathroom. I wasn't.
Yeah,
I had a
yeah.
bathroom.
We had it was called an outhouse.
Yeah, my grandma had one of those, but we had a bathroom.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because you're from Georgia? Yeah, I don't detect your accent, though.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I don't know how I have a
You're not
different
FBI, are you?
Damn,
This damn Fed right here.
But my whole family,
Yeah.
I always talk different than them. I don't know where it came from. I was homeschooled, so I guess that attribute. I was homeschooled until about till the 8th grade.
Oh,
So
wow, okay.
most of it, I guess, I could say I attribute from my mom, just really working on my dialect.
Yeah, she didn't want you to sound like no ignorant ass.
She did not. She had real high stomach.
That's
Right,
That's
yeah.
awesome, man. Because I had a horrible accent coming out of Virginia, and I remember I went in the Marine Corps. And as soon as I started talking, people were like, "Oh, where the hell are you from?" Like they knew I was from the South, but I don't detect it at all in you.
Yeah.
Yeah, most people they'll think I'm from the North or something like that.
Yeah, like New York or California.
Yeah.
Like seemed like you had a lot of white friends.
But nope.
No?
They have none of that, not at all. All my old content is still on social media. It's complete night and day difference.
So the comparison between, because I'm homeschooling my daughter right now, my kids. What was the difference between homeschooling and going to school? Is there any advantages or?
It's a severe amount of advantages and disadvantages because I was given a false perception on reality. Like I didn't really have the social backing that I was supposed to have. So
Right, because you're always home.
Yeah, I was real awkward. I was hard to even understand how to negotiate or even exist with other people. Like,
you couldn't read people well.
yeah, like my perception of life was just so fake, or even what I seen on TV. Like I'll never forget the first day of school. I seen someone, I was like, "Hey, you want to be my friend?" I'm in the 8th grade now. One of the hardest flames I ever got, but I knew nothing about life. I knew nothing about interacting with other
Came
kids.
on creepy and say, "You want to be my friend?"
Yeah, like, can you imagine, bro? Like, they roasted the hell out of me. Like,
Right.
It was bad, bro. I had no perception of reality.
But I only hear that line in like a horror movie.
Yeah, you would not. It's not normal, but I was sheltered for so long because my mom wanted to like perfect me, but at the same time, you're flawed because you have to be corrupted somewhat by the world in order to exist in it.
You gotta
can't
be hardened
that.
somehow.
You cannot be that pure. It's not. This world isn't that way. All those other people that was in the 8th grade by that point had been corrupted some type of way, except me.
And you know what? Just to put things in perspective, you saying that it's nothing wrong against that. It's just we live in a different society. You want to be my friend? It's like
Yeah, it's too pure.
yeah, it's too pure.
Yeah, it's too pure.
You ain't good intentions.
It's too pure.
You
That's
ain't
just
good
not the
intentions.
world.
Right,
Like, yeah,
right.
it's not enough dirt on it, you know.
Right.
And it's not that. It's just something that would happen natural. It's stuff that I had to learn over time, which
Right.
only kids with homeschooled have to deal with something like that. If you went to public school, you would never have to deal with what social norms are not. Or even like understanding style, hairstyles, what clothes are in style, all those things I had to learn within a year. It was a culture shock.
Hey, I want to go back to your in the music industry. I hear all these crazy things. How true is that? Like this like I guess you call it hazing stuff you have to do to stay in that industry. Is all that stuff?
Yeah, I would say that's pretty true.
Yeah,
Yeah, the stuff
you
is the
got.
same.
I'm sure you got some stories.
Yeah, they have the same stuff. Like you go to LA, ain't far from here, and you'll pretty much hear about mansion parties where they'll have different floors. You have like a regular floor where you can be invited to a party, and there's people that can come in with you, be invited to a whole different party that's underground.
Oh, really?
So you could be there chilling with like B-listers, C-listers, and then you have like the A-listers, and they'll all go to the back room and go in the stairs by a secret department, and that's where their real party starts. But it is a lot of
Is it
strange.
the Diddy party?
Yeah, it's a lot of weird information, but for the most part, these are people, to me, I would say, are victims of Stockholm Syndrome, the ones that go out and host these parties, because they're people that pretty much got abused in order to get fame. So they just start doing things like that to trick themselves into saying that they like it or what happened to them. But for the most part, people experience that upon signing a contract.
You got to go through that initiation process. That's
For some, but not for all. But it's, I would say for most parts, like 60% or so, you could say they have that, just because they can't bring specifically blacks from their opinion. You can't blame people from the hood and not change them. It's too masculine.
Right.
It's like they're too revolutionary. If you really come from the hood or you're a black and it just doesn't fit for the business, you're going to lose money for them, lose money for yourself. So they have to break you down in some type of way and get some feminine energy in there. And one of the best ways to do that is through sexuality. If they target your sexuality, they can make you more submissive. Because it doesn't matter how gangster you think you are on TV. If they know they bent you over, you know it, you'll never be a problem.
right for
It
them.
just breaks you, That's something you stuck with. So,
Did you have to deal with anything like that?
when I wanted to sign with Universal Music, I remember we had our artists on the 6 letters. We were supposed to get a 80-20 deal where we keep like 80% of proceeds, which is really good. But it was with Universal Music, and they gave us an option to receive the money. It was either like we get in like these robes and have sex with the pigs, which something super random. Yeah, like
Wait a minute,
that's
you
what
gotta have sex with a pig?
Yeah, like
What
that's-
they put you in robes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what
like-
the hell's the robe for?
So I wouldn't really know because I didn't go in
Right.
detail with it. But it
Oh,
was
okay.
either those. It was 3 options. Like, but I still to this day I don't know what the third one was. I remember my artist said that one, or it was homosexuality. Now the homosexuality, it was they were gonna film on camera and they were gonna have a table, so like a desk with any type of drug that you want, white cocaine, pink cocaine, no matter what type, and it would be
Shit,
there.
give me some fitness. I don't remember none of this shit.
Oh man!
Give me some fentanyl, some cocaine, and throw some heroin in there.
But they make you. It's nothing like really aggressive. It's kind of like how the Bible would explain the devil. It's super pleasant. The way they would address you, it's like to make you comfortable. They don't want you to be out of comfort, and it's pretty much trying to influence you that other people that you look up to have done, and it's just the way it is.
So they just pretty much giving you the ball, and it's up to you what you want to do.
Yeah, if you want to do it, it's not forced anything. And for the most part, as long as you don't say anything or speak any names, you won't have any problems if you say no.
Well, that sounds nice. They didn't
I know,
force-
you hear a lot
They
of
didn't
people-
force you to do it. You gonna suck this cock.
So that's one thing I do see on the internet. A lot of people talk about these parties and things like that, but they never really say what happens when they say no. But truthfully, nothing really happens. They don't.
You just
And
not
people
in
would
that
think,
group.
you would think like, oh man, they would most likely go kill you if you know this. They know no one's going to really believe you.
Right.
And if it does get to the point that someone can believe you, then they
Right.
can blackball you. So it's
Yeah,
like you
right.
won't never get in. So now you just a crazy nut that might have seen it.
Yeah,
So
when
they
you
have it
said
all figured out.
pigs, when you said pigs, I'm like, what? The pigs? I heard about homosexuality, but I've never heard about pigs.
Some people have like different choices. Like you'll be hearing about the sacrifice family. I haven't heard anything about that. Like I've heard rumors with people, but I couldn't confirm anything like that myself.
Right.
But
There
if
are
you
different rituals.
if you like decide to do it, your career takes off though. They make sure it excels, right?
It does because of the partnerships that they have. Like Universal Music Group pretty much owns every entity around it. They even have their hands on Spotify, etc. So as soon as you sign, they start putting you on these playlists to get your numbers up. And after the playlist, they started to get you on the radio and they start getting the DSPs. They start tracking your audio. And then after you have the streams up, they start putting you on stage. And once you're on stage, it starts to look a whole lot more real. But they
Sounds
have
like-
access to everything, so it's easy.
Yeah, it sounds like a damn fraternity. Same thing.
That's what it gets the traditions from. It's no different than Skull and Bones, etc. Most of these label owners, they were in fraternities when they were younger. Majority of these label owners were former Ivy Leagues, Yale College, and things like that.
Wow. That's crazy, man.
Because people that run it, they're typically educated, occult society linked, and they run an entire record labels.
My name's Tyler, and I just won this General Lee from the Hodgetwins and $10,000 cash. Look what you could win next.
Yeah, we just gave away the General Leader, Tyler James. But now we give away this
'69 Camaro, Yankee edition. Yankee, it's Yanko. Sorry, time's running out. Can't find it anywhere. I got the only one. 675 horsepower, 675 horses stuffed under the hood. 675 horses? Yeah, push them in now. That is crazy. Hey, if you're in the right now, if you're in to win this, right now, you also win this. Tell them about that. Let me, shut up. Tell them about this one, man. Tell them. All right, if you just calm down. This is a 2020, what is it, 2024? Shut up. It's a 2024 Ford F-250 Lariat, 6.7 liter Power Stroke. It's got a stroke in there. 37 inch tires. It's got the FBI cameras on the front. This is a man's truck. Joe Biden assist steps. Now look how easy it is to get in with the Joe Biden assist step. See that? Easy. Go to our website today, you get 10 times interest. That means for every dollar you spend, you get 10 interest. If you spend $100, what's 100 times 10? 1,000? Yep, you get 1,000 interest. Go to officialhoaxtwins.com. Anything you buy from the site gets you automatically. Enter the win. Yeah. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. See official rules for details. Yeah. All right, so I want to ask you this. So, like, Diddy's facing all these charges. Like, I mean, like you said, you didn't have to do it. You just did it so you'll be in the group, so your career would take off. Do you think Diddy actually forced people to do stuff, or? Because I'm thinking they had to been aware.
I don't think he forced
anybody, huh?
I don't think he forced anyone, but I do believe after they agreed, he switched up. I do believe that 100%. Like, he ain't forced someone initially, but they ain't know about the recording. They ain't know about a lot of things that came up. And I feel like whenever they become a problem, he will let them know, like, hey, this is where I got you at.
So you think that he stepped out of line, he broke the rules?
I think, yeah. I forgot who said it specifically. I think it was Eddie Griffin, the comedian. He said he believes that Lucien Grange, with the owner of Universal Music, was on tapes with Diddy. Now, it's interesting because now when Lil Rod did file that lawsuit, Lucien Grange was actually named as being the solicitor of the whole situation, saying that Diddy was working for Universal Music Group to do these things. And it makes it so much more interesting because that was the first name removed from the lawsuit, was Lucien Grange.
Wow.
He was the very first person removed, the Universal Music Group CEO, from the lawsuit. And about, 6-7 months later, you get Diddy to get in police custody. But even Eddie Griffin and some people in the industry believe it's attributed to Lucien Grange. He had data on him.
Yeah, because me and my brother, we went to a lot of meetings, a lot of production companies. We had some calls that we traveled to Hollywood and we can be a host of a show, and we show up, and it's these two gay guys. There's a black casting couch right there. And the entire time, the dudes are staring at my crotch.
Yeah,
Dude is sweating profusely.
Yeah, they're just trying to fill us out.
Yeah, they're trying to fill it. It was a total casting couch.
Dang. And that was just y'all just...
Just doing our YouTube, we was trying to go into, like, Hollywood.
Yeah.
See, that worries me just because, like, man, you would think you were running away from it.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's a little bit everywhere depending on how far you get.
And then when we was going to these production companies, like, everybody was gay. I was like, man, everybody's gay.
Not only were they gay, there was like, they had pixie dust floating around in this.
Oh, damn.
It was like obviously gay. And I've seen other comedians working with these production companies. And I would go to their Instagram, and then all of a sudden I'm seeing these white rural country boys doing the most homosexual acts on Instagram.
Well, doing gay stuff. Yeah, doing gay stuff.
Yeah.
So they whatever. That's just our little experience with Hollywood. I just gave up. So I'm just going to keep doing this YouTube thing.
Oh, my God. I felt so uncomfortable, man.
Man, that's crazy.
I ain't got nothing against gay people. I just am not gay. It's like,
yeah.
Like, I'm not sure if you're aware, but we had Blaire White on yesterday.
Yeah.
You know who she is?
I've seen him on Twitter a couple times.
He said him. No, that's a bitch now. I seen her yesterday. That is a bitch. Yeah, but she like he looks like a woman. Like when I think of like if all the transgenders look like her, there would be no issue in the bathrooms. It's just that when dudes like me going there with a dress on, that's where women have a problem. But she. I'll call her she, because she got some skin in the game. She got skin in the game, bro. The voice, everything. Yeah.
Oh, man, damn.
Yeah, she's cool. She's very open. Great sense of humor.
Yeah. I think I'm gay. I think I'm gay, Joe.
Oh, man.
Just a little bit. Not full blown. It's still treatable. Wow, man, that is so crazy, man. I mean, I hear the horror stories from people, and you had some, and then I had my experience. I mean, wherever there's smoke, there's fire. And I'm not trying to defend Diddy at all. I'm sure he's a despicable person, but I see these lawsuits. Yeah. Everybody at his party had to have known what to expect.
Yeah, that's a fact. Now that's 100% a fact. That is a fact. That's undeniable because he was known. This is the thing. This is a guy that had stopped rapping decades ago. Yeah, stopped really trying to own a label. Everyone know he was a pretty bad label owner, and still yet he was known for only parties. Like, imagine how extravagant or either wild your parties got to be to be surrounded by multimillionaires who throw parties almost every weekend, but people remember yours.
Yeah, right.
Everyone knew about Diddy parties. People that weren't famous, people that ain't have no money. Oh, poor hell, I knew about a Diddy party. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's how you know it's a big deal. Yeah. There's no way they didn't know.
Yeah,
and people heard rumors at Diddy parties, like, oh, Diddy did this or this happened at a party. Most of the things I'm seeing, I've heard these rumors before. Right. No difference than Will Smith and Jada for years. For years, I was a kid. People say, "Oh, Will Smith and Jada, and they ain't open a relationship and this and that." Nobody believed it.
Right.
Nobody.
I didn't believe that either.
Nobody believed it. But I feel like it's the same thing as Diddy. Those rumors had some truth to them. They existed for a reason.
Like that story you shared with me about the house with the 5 levels, the mansion. My manager told me about that. Like, we was going over to see some executives, and he said, like, I'm going to go with you because they are obviously, you know, and they probably going to want some favors from you to sign you off. So I was like, you know what? I just don't want to go.
And that's even there. That's, man, wow.
Yeah.
So from y'all perspective, influencers are going through this now, like actors and rappers now.
Yeah, I'm thinking
because I was worried about that. Like, the evil
I think
coming to
you're
this.
pretty much you're safe. It's on YouTube
because we're all pretty much independent. Yeah, we don't need to go through the gatekeeper. Like the record labels, you got to go through. You got gatekeepers, and they want favors. And
Hollywood too.
Yeah, but YouTube influencers.
But shut up! I'm still talking. But as an influence, I'm sure as an influencer, you still gonna have people approaching you.
Yeah,
but you're independent. You don't have to do that.
Well, Cat Williams said it. There's gatekeepers.
Yeah, not on YouTube though.
No, not on YouTube. I'm talking about Hollywood.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. All those people are sleaze bags.
Yeah, I know, man. That's that time we went with that. I can still remember that guy, man. Dude was just. He's that kind of guy.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it was he was sweating. He looked like he was on. He was
turned on.
Yeah. He was like, "Oh my God, what color are your eyes?" I was like, "Man, fuck this."
What's I supposed? You supposed to be talking to me about being on a? That's what they told us.
Yeah,
it was a network, and it was a show about Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah. We was gonna host his show.
We was gonna host his show. That's how they lured us. Lured us to fucking LA.
Yeah.
Damn. I mean,
and we get there.
I was thinking I was gonna get some Rambo shit. You know, some masculinity and two homosexuals. Staring at my crotch came out.
Damn, that's crazy.
I think to my manager, I said, I don't think this Hollywood stuff's for me.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. But back to how long was you sound like you was pretty influential in the music industry.
I wouldn't say that influential. It's just that we did pretty good with our label. It was the independent era. We did it from 2000. It was. Let's say it was.
You must have been 14, doing something good. They made you the offer, the pigs.
Yeah, because this is the thing. Well, it was because of the marketing, really. So the main thing with labels, if you actually able to sell merchandise and you able to market your own company or your label, they actually give you a pretty good deal. Right. And it seems like it's a whole lot more shut off or it's a whole lot more inaccessible. But it's just people don't have the data. Like most people, they're trying to sell records or they're trying to do shows. But they care about the business part of the music business. They say if you're able to handle logistics, you're able to manage the streams, if you're able to get people interested in traction, we'll give you some money. It's a whole lot more accessible than I thought because I don't know if you guys remember, there used to be a clown phase, like 2016 or something like that. Clowns in the Woods.
Clown shit,
That was me. Because I started that trend because I was uploading video. I uploaded one video of a clown and it was like called Timbo the Clown. And I uploaded that with my artist song in the background. And I was calling it like the clown theme.
So you the one kept me up at night.
And I was posting those. Like my face wasn't attached to anything, but I was posting that and his music was everywhere. And
there's a marketing scheme.
Yeah, if you search it right now, Mucho Caliente by 106 Letters, you'll see through the comments, oh, the clowns brought me here. And you'll see that the year. It was during the time, October 13th, during that year and all. It was like Timbo the Clown sent me, Clowns in the Woods sent me, but I was using that and creating hype and traction from that. And every time people would see the Clowns, they would think of his music.
Right.
But just presenting that to a label, labels love hearing stuff like that. They're like, damn, this young nigga is able to do this, or because they've seen it.
Because it's
just
all
like
organic.
The Grammys. Yeah, it's all about the Grammys. If they able to see it, that's anything like award shows. Like people will be wondering why certain movies don't win Oscars. They'll say, you got to be making movies that they're watching. If you know who the judge are or what they're watching, what they're into, you got to make stuff for them. They were able to see it. If they're able to see it, they're interested in putting some money behind it. It's a whole lot more accessible than I thought.
So they had the pigs and the robes and everything ready, huh?
Yeah,
Hell no.
Well, they get ready for you and they watch you for a while and stuff before you get those opportunities. But just like you get lured in. I was flown to LA. This is my second time actually being out in the West. That was 2017. I flew out to LA.
Georgia boy
and
going to
found
Cali.
out. Yep. But they fly you out and get this super excited. You've been told your parents thinking you about to change everyone's life.
Right.
So it is hard to tell people no. But I said no. But it's hard because you got everyone thinking you're going to come back with a bag. But it's very genius. It's very genius.
Because everybody's, they're, oh man, this is a big opportunity. I hope he comes back with good
especially
news.
LA during that time. Like you just, especially come from a small town, your family just think you're going to LA. It just equals success. They don't know what's going on.
I know. You still said no, man. You had to look at
But
mama. No,
it worked out
man.
really well because I'm here. I mean, so it did work out. And if it did work out that way, I would have been more behind the cameras anyway. So it would have been more about the artist working because that's your job is to make them the star.
Right. You behind behind the scenes.
The more successful he is, the more successful I've been.
Hey, I've noticed when I see a lot of celebrities, why are they always wearing shades and they're always high?
Yeah, that's why. You just answered it because they're high. The shades is just to mask their eyes being dilated and things like that.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of these people, these musicians, actors, I ain't gonna mention their names, are like, why do they have to be high to just be themselves?
So,
I don't get that.
The number one thing that a lot of people, they don't really reveal in hip hop, the number one drug I see that's used is methamphetamine. Not Adderall, just straight out.
Really?
Meth?
Straight out meth, yeah.
I thought it was weed.
It shocked me too. But the main thing is that majority of artists will say that they use meth to stay up. They'll all use that as an excuse to stay up. They'll be on road tour, et cetera, and just supposedly nothing can do it like meth. Can get them as in tune to focus and remember on their lyrics. It keep them focused, it keep them awake, and it keep them in tune with their artwork. So majority of it is meth, and they have the shades to hide, how their eyes are looking.
Yeah,
But the shades are to hide how high you are.
Yeah, meth's some crazy shit because they start putting that in pre-workouts. You be strong as hell in the gym.
Like, you go in the gym on meth, usually you'll take 225 and rep it like 10 times and max out. You take some meth, you hit 10, you be like, fuck it. You keep pushing. Yeah, you remember that pre-workout Jack 3D?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, they actually banned it, had meth in it.
That's crazy, man. What?
That shit
That is crazy.
I was taking that, I put on like 10 pounds of muscle in like a month. Just taking that pre-workout.
That's crazy, man.
We got a creepy Diddy video. Yeah? Let's show it. Creepy.
I'm going to take your souls. We have the power. We decide what's hot. If we don't go, nobody goes. If we don't support, nobody supports. We control what's cool. We control what's hot. We control what your kids listen to, what they dance to. We control what's in video games. We control how they wear their pants, sag their pants. We control everything. I'm going to take your souls.
Yeah. Those eyes look crazy as hell. He's on meth right now.
He's wild.
Wow, dude. I thought it was weed, alcohol.
Well, they all do weed and drink. But but it's just I would say the most popular one that you'll never see no one talk about on podcasts. I mean, of course not. No one's going to admit to doing meth. Yeah. But it's meth. It's like very, very common for these artists to be doing methamphetamine.
Wow. That's crazy.
Hey, I'm going to ask you about Kamala. Personally, I don't think she's a black woman. I don't think her daddy's black.
No, I don't believe so either.
Yeah. There's a race of people in India. They look like African. They look African, but they're like Indian.
Yeah.
And they do not associate with African.
Well, didn't Jamaican part of her family own slaves or something?
Yeah, but her dad, you're absolutely right. They try to say because her dad's from Jamaica that he's African.
Black,
But no, you could be white and Jamaican. Yeah. But when I see her dad looks a lot like me and my brother. But if you go on Google, you type in Afro-Indian in Asia, they look just like me and Keith. Oh, you do? Oh, do you? Yeah. But they're not. They don't consider themselves to be African.
Yeah, they're Indian.
They consider themselves to be Asian, Indian.
That is interesting.
And I find that so like we all know Democrats. They like to play the race card. Like look at Elizabeth Warren. She said she was actually Native American.
Yeah.
Blonde hair, blue eyes, Native American. Look at Beto O'Rourke from Texas. He actually changed his name. His actual name is, what is it, Robert Francis?
Yeah, people was thinking he was Latino, but he's not.
He actually changed his first name. I don't think he did it legally. He just went by Beto. That's a nickname for Robert in Latino community.
Yeah, the reason I bring up her race, but black women ran to the polls. I've seen countless videos on TikTok how they was gonna go out and support her just because she's a black woman.
Yeah,
I think. Well, I ain't gonna say them. What do you think about that?
I feel like
I get frustrated with that.
I think they out of spite. I think they really just want to do it out of spite.
Yeah,
a lot of women frustrated with men. A lot of women frustrated with men in their own race, and they just want to do it out of spite to say a woman was ruling the country.
Yeah, we have a lot of that in the with black women. I don't need a man. I mean, I think that phrase was
been engineered. I feel like that's been engineered because you can't focus. You can't destroy an entire race unless you focus on both genders. You make the men thugs and you make the women independent.
Right.
The rest will clean itself.
You see what they doing to women now? You got Six of Red out here. I think they did a great job in destroying what the typical black man should be.
I'm so glad you mentioned that.
Right, and now they're going after women.
But you couldn't because that's actually what's happening. So the thing is, just like how people say the world is a stage, well, they have sets and scripts. So like you said, they were focusing on the black male. And to add on to that, what the things that they did to us, blacks as a whole, we're seeing being implemented to all of America. We're seeing the same things that they did to us being implemented to white Americans and etc. But they've already completed their plans with the black males. They moved on to the women. Yeah. You cannot name right now a male rapper that's hot.
Right.
You can't. The females completely took over. They took over for the past 2 years, and that is because they seen a shift in black men to conservatism. They said, we done lost these niggas, but we need to double down on the women.
Right.
We need to double down before they influence their women. So now they've influenced the women not to listen to us. But they seen that the culture was shifting, that black males were shifting towards a conservative culture, and they fear that. Like I always say, black people don't need to move forward. We're the only race in America that needs to go back. You look at us prior to the 1964 Civil Rights Movement, we had better stats than every race in terms of birth, in terms of labor force participation, even in terms of the amount of crimes that we committed. We were better in every single way. 1964 Civil Rights Act came, which was originally going to be implemented by JFK, but it was altered by
Lyndon Johnson.
Yeah, Lyndon Johnson. He confirmed to have altered it. He altered it and changed it from black prosperity to black dependency. And something else interesting with the Civil Rights Act is it included other races into our civil rights. It included Jewish, like Jewish civil rights, which it was genuinely for blacks, but Jewish people actually benefit more from the civil rights documentations than blacks ever did. Blacks' lives actually got worse.
Right.
Our lives got worse after the civil rights era.
Right.
And it just goes to show that their party, it was all a party choice.
Lyndon Johnson, he was the president, right?
Yeah.
Was that, he became president because JFK got assassinated, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people think a certain group, I'm not going to mention them, murdered him.
It wasn't just that. Jackson Rubenstein, he shot, Oswald because he believed that himself. He believed that he worried that people was going to try to align he claimed a crazy conspiracy theory with a group of people who were trying to kill JFK. So what he does is kill the person that...
it's just a coincidence he was a Jew.
So like in his opinion, he was like, yeah, I'm helping my people out, it's horrible optics. It's like,
but
you're better off just letting that dude do what he do.
Right, line up the dots. JFK gets assassinated. Lyndon Johnson becomes president. He changed the Civil Rights Bill. If you connect the dots, it doesn't lie.
Yeah, you crazy as hell.
I feel like everything with blacks, they had us. They've confused us. Every time they told us to move forward, we were actually moving back. I feel like everything is civil rights, even the marches. We were moving back every single time because when we were marching and telling people that we were lesser than, that created a narrative for them to take pictures of and post it in our history books in present time to tell us that we were lesser than we actually were.
Right.
Even like Rosa Parks. Bitch had a drive. She could drive.
Right.
Rosa Parks had a car.
Yeah.
It was set up. It was
I
a
did
set
not
up photo.
know that. I
Rosa
didn't-
Parks had a car.
Yeah, that bitch didn't. She didn't get on the bus.
Yeah, bro.
She didn't get on the bus.
It's crazy. Yeah, it was set up.
It was just
a
set up
photo.
for
op. Yeah, it was a photo op. That
Damn.
blew my mind.
A lot of people think there's a whole psyop to
Black.
enslave black people.
Yes. I believe that wholeheartedly, that our entire history has been manipulated to make us think we're something that we're not, to make us think that we're lesser. Even like it's never been illegal to be black in America.
Right.
Never.
Right.
You have never been a point in America where every black individual was enslaved, because white people were slave too, and there were more white slaves than black. Hell, even the term slaves comes from Slavic. There's
Right.
no niggas that's Slavic.
Right.
It comes from white people.
Right.
There were more of them, and they were cheaper. If you look through the documentation, white slaves were cheaper than blacks because they didn't last in the sun as long as us, and they couldn't hold weight as long as us. And this
Right.
was given. This was written by scientists and doctors.
Yeah.
They were setting prices. It was only product. So you could be a black person that owned white slaves. You could be a black person that owned black slaves. Having a black slave was like owning a Lamborghini.
Right.
It was
You
accessible,
had to
but not
be
super
rich.
accessible. It wasn't that many. Even when you would have the slave ships, I was looking back on the documents when I was doing my threads in the past. On the original documents, anytime the slave ships would come, it would bring about 12 slaves. And it would be a massive event for there being 12 slaves. And I'm like, there's no way you're going to tell me thousands of people were coming in. If I'm looking everywhere through history, I'm looking at the New Orleans and I'm looking at New York when these slaves were actually docked in on the original day. It's only 8 to 12.
Yeah.
They didn't bring that many. There was a lot of people that were already here. Indigenous black Americans, that's more believable that they were
Right.
enslaved. And black Moors were the ones that were slave owners. Even the first slave owner in America was a black man.
Right. Right.
Anthony Johnson, I'll tell you that's the name. He was the first slave owner.
Yeah.
Had 3 indentured servants, 2 of them white, 1 of them black. And he let both of the 2 white ones go and went up to Congress, which was Democrat controlled, and argued with the Congress that black dude still owed a debt to him, which made him the first slave, transferred him from indentured servitude to slavery, enslaved that dude to death.
Wow.
First slave owner was black. They've lied to us about history. So I think to myself and say, now why wouldn't they tell niggas
Right.
the first slave owner was black? Because it would lead to a problem with 2 races. It's going to lead to blacks thinking more about themselves, and it's going to lead to whites thinking less of theirs. And it messes up the entire world stage, because that's not the positions either are supposed to play.
It makes me believe that whites was never in charge of the Atlantic
They never
slave
were.
trade. I'm not going to even say their names.
But they never were.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that-
And that's the reason why
That's the crazy
Hollywood-
thing. Black people think white people enslaved them. It wasn't white
It
people.
wasn't white people, and you know that because Hollywood puts that in our head. It's crazy to me. that
That's
you look
ran by
back-
Jewish people.
Yeah, you look at Roots. Like I'm a kid in school.
I
Why-
remember Roots. Yeah.
Why are kids having to watch Roots? It's a Hollywood docu. Yeah, in
My
school.
mama made us watch that with her.
In school, they play that for us in school, and that's Hollywood. So you're telling me you're going to make something that's a Hollywood depiction of reality, and you're going to force that on kids, and then even made us do essays on the story. Now that I'm grown, I see that's propaganda.
Right.
That's propaganda. I don't want to read from Hollywood and learn from Hollywood. I want to see the real documentation and tell me the proofs, because when I look at Roots, I just see a black dude getting whipped.
Right.
And it leads us to think we're inferior.
Right.
You're a kid seeing that. It's like, even if you know those times were gone,
Right.
if you think those times is what your people are, it's going to be in your back of your mind. That's who you are.
You're gonna think
It's
less
all
of yourself.
propaganda. Yeah.
You know what? It's like they wanted the blacks to point the finger at the whites,
Yes.
and they want the whites to point the finger
I believe that.
at the blacks. But they have us so distracted. The people just pulling our strings. Nobody points at them.
No, that's what I believe. That's definitely what's going on. It's to make us hate people that aren't even our own enemies. And
Yeah, because that movie it makes white people racist.
yeah,
They
Look
like that, and
They're
then they make
racist.
black people feel
Yeah.
racism.
they do it. Like a lot of these people, even with Roots, if you look at some of the actors that was in
Yeah.
Roots, they got a massive career jump from that, almost like it was a humiliation ritual.
Right.
Like the Roots star cast, they really took off in Hollywood, and most of them
Yeah,
still relevant
Toby,
today.
he became a big star after that, right?
Yeah.
You know, good times.
Yeah.
I look back at those old Roots episodes. They're like he's laughing. Hey, nigga, Toby'd be good nigga
Yeah,
for you, master.
yeah.
He like actually laughing in the scene when he's talking.
Yes, he's smiling.
He broke character and everything. I'll be good nigga for
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah. And it's like, damn, I don't know. It forced us to constantly watching that. It changes your perception, especially if I'm young. I'm going to have some type of anguish against whites. because
I
I'm
know I
like,
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When, after saying that,
You're going to have that. But now I'll tell you, if they had Roots and you had a white dude doing that to a black, niggas wouldn't feel no type of way about slavery. Because like, God damn, nigga, we had slaves too. Like, we're going to look at it as it is.
Yeah.
That's just humorous. Like, dang, we
They
had
don't
some
want us
too.
to look at it how it was.
Yeah,
you
we
look
had
at it.
slaves.
You look at it empowers white people to be racist, and it makes black people to feel inferior.
Yeah, it makes them feel completely inferior. And it's like, bro, if we knew that we owned slaves, if we knew that we were some of the slavers, and we were kind of some of the most brutal too. If you look at the
Right.
documents, we were a lot meaner sometimes than whites. People will call me a coon, but this is history.
Yeah, niggas crazy.
It's history. It's history. And the thing is, I'm not spreading history. This is the thing where people get confused with me when I speak history. I'm not spreading history to enrich white people or enrich Jewish people
Right.
or enrich anyone else. It's enriching blacks because there's a reason they took it from your dumb ass.
Right.
There's a reason they don't want you to know it. You need to hear this stuff because this stuff tells you who you are.
They still doing it to Africa. They're
Oh,
taking
man.
all their resources.
Yeah.
Toby be good nigga for massa. Don't send Toby away. Toby be good for your handball. You can stay. Toby stay. Toby stay. Toby be good now. Toby be real good. Toby be good nigga for massa. Don't send.
I remember watching that.
That one white man couldn't trust his ass. That's why he chopped his foot off.
Yeah.
He kept running. He kept running away. Yeah, but now black people think they're going to become slaves again because Trump's in office.
Yeah, but
That's crazy.
they still pointing the finger at the wrong people.
Yeah.
Is it anti-Semitic for me to say that Jewish
They ran the slave trade.
they ran the slave trade, but till to this day, a lot of blacks think it was whites.
Yeah, you are. You're
I
anti-Semitic.
guess I'm an anti-Semite.
You can't
Yeah, they
point
do.
out anything the Jew did but wrong.
That's right, because they got murdered in World War II. 7 men of them.
Yeah. Yeah, look at this.
Might wake up a motherfucking slave.
And it's crazy. She's got the biggest lips I've ever seen. This shit fits so many stereotypes. This one, that is crazy.
Why are y'all Trump supporters? Like, why?
Black people have been really conditioned to think that.
Yeah.
You know, sad that they fought for it.
Why are y'all Trump supporters? Like, why is this a thing right now?
Man, this is Russia disinformation. Russia paid her to do that.
I can't do this no more. I should have kept my vote to myself because I knew it didn't fucking matter. I knew it didn't. Yeah,
Well, now you know how I felt when Joe Biden won. That's crazy, man.
Like Jay-Z had a daughter or something.
It's like when you
That shit crazy. Cut all that shit out.
Jay-Z had a daughter, huh? Man, leave it in there. No, you got another? Oh, let's watch this one.
I'm today, and I'm gonna act like an angry black fucking woman, cause I'm fucking angry! I'm mad! I'm upset! I'm angry as fuck, bro. I'm angry, I'm hurt, my feelings are fucking hurt. We always finish last, we always come fucking last to everybody, even our own fucking men. And you niggas mamas be black. This shit is crazy. Y'all got black ass daughters. I'm angry as fuck. I'm gonna get drunk and cause a problem. I'm going to
So she's pissed that 20% of, what was it, 20% of black men voted for Trump?
Yeah.
20%
That's
of
still
black-
horrible.
That's still horrible. That's ridiculously foolish.
Like, I swear it was going to be better this year. I was
Right.
like, man, what? When I saw that, I was like,
But I think it's typically around 95%.
Yeah. Actually, Trump, man,
Actually, it's moving in the right direction.
yeah, this last election, man, it's like you look at all the statistics in California, New York, the blue areas, they only won like 8 or 9 points in these areas. New Mexico, they usually win it by 10, 15 points over the
20
last
points, yeah.
3 elections. It was down to 5 points.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
so
the country's leaning right again.
yeah, even California.
Yeah.
I think at this point it's going to be on conservatives to be able to win over the rest of the country instead of Trump.
Yeah,
because-
we got a lot of momentum right now. I think a lot's going to ride on what's happening in Ukraine, and I think a majority of it is riding on what happens in Israel.
It seems that way.
If Trump goes in and fixes that, maybe, I mean, it'll be a miracle. They come up with a 2-state solution. It's just, if they stop that war, I think Republicans, the GOP, we got a lot of momentum. We could actually, do a lot of good in America. But if that war goes wrong, I mean, I will be very upset if they go in there and just start bombing those people again.
The entire war kind of confuses me for the fact that George Soros, he was investing, in all of the BLM rallies and Antifa back in 2020. But then it come to find out he's investing in Palestinian protests. in this modern time. So
He's Jewish too, right?
yeah, he is.
Yeah.
So that itself is just kind of strange to me. The fact that
It's diabolical, right?
He's
They're
funding
making it-
both sides.
yeah, he's making it hard for his own party.
Yeah.
Actually assisting, I think everything that Democrats did in terms of Palestine helped Trump get elected.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, where's Trump's new appointees? He's got a couple of them. They're saying
Huckabee?
the new Americanism is Zionism.
Right. That's why I made that joke earlier in the podcast that Trump is not really the president of the United States. Let me see if I can say his name right this time. Is Netanyahu. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the only reason why anybody gets elected in this country, you got a lot of AIPAC money. Without that money, you don't get elected. And you see the one congressman, the black guy from New York, he said a lot. He was very anti-Israel.
He was
pro
Bowman.
Palestinian. He got voted out. They replaced him with who?
Yeah.
A white Jewish man.
Cory Bush too, I think.
Yeah, Cory Bush too.
Yeah, Cory Bush too. Replaced two blacks.
AIPAC replaced both of them.
Okay. Got it.
Anyone that wants to take the stage and talk about dual loyalty is dead wrong. What this organization represents, what Western civilization represents today, is an understanding that Zionism and Americanism are the front lines of Western civilization and freedom in our world today. And what better time for that relationship? From the scrapping of the terrible Iran deal to the embassy move, the recognition of Jerusalem as the capital of the Jewish state, and the recognition of the Golan Heights. This president is a true friend of the state of Israel. It is an eternal bond, an unbreakable bond that represents faith and freedom and fidelity to historic, religious, and cultural traditions, the opposite of secularism and Islamism and anti-Semitism. I don't want to be Jeb Bush, but it's okay to clap. Just kidding. Anyone that wants to take...
Did he just do this?
Yep. That's the newest guy. That's the Fox News host.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
That was literally yesterday.
Yeah, it's disgusting how
As soon as he got appointed, you have to
Right.
I mean, I'd have a problem with somebody in Trump's cabinet standing up for like another country, whether it's Iran or Soviet Union or whatever country it is. It's like,
fuck it. Yeah, I think that
this means crushing Today, this means crushing anti-Semitism at home and supplying the state of Israel with what it needs, when it needs it, without conditions to achieve total victory in the face of evil.
See, this is the problem that the Trump administration is going to have. We didn't vote for none of this. We didn't vote for them to annihilate those people like that. And it's going to backfire on them.
Well, they're not openly saying they're going to annihilate anyone, but
well, everybody in his cabinet is like far right with Israel. It's like pro Israel. It's like they talking like about Israel is like almost like they're a state of the United States.
Yeah. Well, they are actually. You know that?
Well, we got a lot of momentum. They're going to blow it. I mean, you got America in the palm of your hands. If they go in there and annihilate those people, man, a lot of people is going to turn on the Republican Party again.
Well, maybe they're not going to do that.
Well,
what do you think about that, Dom?
In terms of Iran, I don't see a strike on Iran happening.
Yeah. Well, if it does happen, we know who caused it.
Well, Trump, they would give all blame to conservatives.
Right.
Most likely, yeah, especially with us controlling House, Senate.
Yeah.
And the presidency. It's unfortunate if anything happens in this country, we take blame for it now.
Right.
Which is what I'm worried about because it puts them in a unique position because there are benefits from being in a losing position. One of the benefits is anything that you do can make the other party look bad. So since they hold all terms of House, if cities were to start burning again, they could simply just claim, oh, they burning because Republicans are back in power.
It worked for Trump.
That's what they do, even though they only burn when we're in power.
Right.
But their people don't see it that way. They say, oh, my city is gone to shit ever since a Republican has became president and et cetera.
Right.
But I do see more destruction in America with him as president just because they're going to try to place it on him. It's easier to set up staged events with him as president because it only reflect him. If they do that on Biden, it just doesn't help his administration.
Yeah, see, I like how your mind works. You always marketing. There's always strategy behind everything you see. And that's how the music industry works. That's how everything works. Everything's marketing. Everything's a big stage. Everything's a script.
Yeah, my favorite quote is "The world is a stage." I truly do believe it entirely. Even all the way down to numbers with numerology. A little bit I was studying that Trump is a dog in Chinese numerology. And it's funny because the enemy sign of the dog is the dragon, and Kamala Harris is a dragon, and we're in the year of the dragon. And for Trump to even beat her in in her year, it's absolutely crazy. But the bad part is if you lose or if you win during your enemy year, that you could have a lot of bad karma come up. So I could see, if numerology was to be correct, I could see a war or some type of market crash as soon as he becomes president, though, since he won in his enemy year. Because out of nowhere, Kamala Harris was the forerunner for president, which would make more sense because she's in her year.
Why does like a lot of these rappers like Doja Cat and they use all these different why do they have all this satanic imagery around them?
A lot of them don't even understand, this is the thing. A lot of these creatives, they don't really have the ability to control it. So like with a music video, a lot of artists are told to appear at this set and you'll be taken care of. So they get them the wardrobe, they get them designers and everything. They just simply are there. Some artists even don't even get the chance to see it until it's released, like the finished product, or know what's even behind them on the green screen. But that's, from what I'm seeing, is about 80% of it. A very small few actually know what they're getting into or with the symbols behind them. For the most part, they don't even be knowing. They just there to show up and leave. And they're trusting their team. Even if they might question it, they be like, oh, it's edgy, and they might show them some numbers that will show that it sells when they put on demon horns. They'll make it make sense. But in truth, there's no need to do that. Right. There's no need. There's no need. It's just rituals. It's just occult symbolism. It's speaking to people that are watching. It's speaking to people that are able to comprehend the messages.
Like that rapper, Lil Nas X, is that his name? Yeah. He was riding Satan.
Yeah, see, there's no point to that.
Yeah.
There's no need to do that. There's absolutely no reason to have to do that.
Yeah.
There's
the
no
music's
need to
selling. You don't even need to do it.
To be edgy. But it's required because it's just complete rebellion.
Yeah. What's that other, don't mean to cut you off, that other guy, singer, Sam Smith. He used to put out very beautiful songs. Now everything's so sexualized, it's disgusting.
He even had demonic imagery as well.
Right.
Like satanic.
Yeah, I think he actually is Satan now. Some of the stuff he's doing. He's getting a lot of weight, and he's just, I mean, everybody know he was LGBTQ, what the fuck? LGBTQ, right? But his music was wholesome. It makes sense.
It was great music.
It was great music. Now everything's just about sex.
It's all about rebellion with these people. It's about rebelling God. Even the rainbow, God originally gave us the rainbow as proof that he would never flood the earth again. And they made it the symbol of homosexuality. They took his symbol.
Yeah.
And made it something that completely wasn't. So it's all about rebelling God and anything that he stands for, changing his symbols, changing his words. Even like the name Jesus, J doesn't even exist in the Hebrew. So,
oh really?
How the hell does Jesus exist? Like the name Jesus, it would be.
And I don't think that's by accident. I think somebody's behind the scenes on that.
Not letting us know the true name of God. It did say one of the most unforgivable sins is to speak his name in vain. We might be saying it in vain if we're not saying it correctly.
Right. Right.
Some people call him Yeshem. I know almost all the names of Jesus start with a Y because J translates to Y in Hebrew. Anything that has a J would have been a Y.
So really? How you think you
like Jacob is Yakub?
Yakub. Oh,
Yakub. That's Jacob in our Bible. So I'm Christian, but in my Bible, the Christian Bible, Jacob. But if I was Muslim, he'd have been Yakub.
Yakub. Yakub.
They claim Yakub created white people. It's very interesting.
Oh, yeah?
The Muslims, they claimed Yakub was some scientist that created white people, but it's just Jacob. It just depends on the translation. But we're not worshiping, but we're all studying the same people. It depends on the lettering.
Right. The pronunciation, the language they spoke.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I don't feel so good, man. What's wrong with you? I'm embarrassed to tell you. I'm just going to tell you, I ain't took a shit in like 2 weeks, man. Ain't you taking your OH? Your optimal human? I thought we ran out of it. Man, here, take this. Here's some right here. Take it. Get it up in you. Drink that. Get that probiotics. That artichoke. That is good. That apple powder. All those essential nutrients that get your intestines right. Yeah, get them intestines right. Get it all up in you. Swallow it. There you go. Why you drinking it like it's Kool-Aid or something? Just
Well, you made it with cold water. I'm over here getting brain freeze.
What's good with cold water? It's like a smoothie.
Oh, man, I feel something move. Oh, man. Go to optimalhuman.com/Hodgetwins and now try Optimal Human for free today. Hey, a lot of people think Jesus was black. Do you think
He was.
You think he was? I think he was definitely. He's not pale.
This is why, because the original depictions of Jesus portray him as a Negro. At the bottom of Cambridge has the document of him, and Yale University also has the original depictions of Christ. So the image of Christ that we have is Caesar Borgia, and he is the son, like the son of a king. He was a gay man, and
he was gay.
The image of Jesus, this dude was never really the original image of Jesus. One of the oldest depictions of Jesus is on a slab. It's called the Raising of Lazarus, and it's got a dude with a fro raising Lazarus. It existed thousands of years before the Caesar Borgia picture.
I wonder why Christianity made him like with blue eyes and brown hair and made him white. The Jews did it. You stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's called the Raising of Lazarus.
Because is it true that Christianity came from Ethiopia?
Yeah, so that's interesting. Yeah, Bantu is actually the original Hebrew. Bantu it means group of people, and the original Bantu actually was Ethiopian and black and African and all, which would have been considered original Hebrew. Something else that's pretty interesting, man, is the fact that in Bantu, Jesus, the way that they pronounce who Jesus is, they got it from Exodus, in the book of Exodus, and it said, they asked him who his name was. He said, I am that I am, or I am who I am. But if you read that in Bantu and it translates to the word Sanini Nani. So back in the past, the original name of Jesus was Sanini Nani. And I thought that was kind of interesting, and I did a little bit more digging, and I looked at the movie Avatar, and like the main character is named Sanini Nani. And I was like, well, that's kind of strange. Yeah. But I did a little bit more digging, and I look who James Cameron is. I look at his early life, and I come to find out they was like, why are there no black people in Avatar? And he said they're just blue.
Right.
And I was like, man,
that's what I was thinking.
Like, what if there's a chance these motherfuckers know what's really real?
Right.
And they're putting it in our face through Hollywood. Because what's Avatar about? Like some white man coming in, people coming in, destroying all these great trees, turning them to mountains. It's pretty much the same conspiracies of what the world used to be, of the Avatar world. But I find it very odd that the main character is actually the name of Jesus Christ in Bantu Hebrew.
See, I didn't know that about the main character's name. I didn't know the meaning behind it. But ever since I saw that movie, I was like, they got white people colonize this place. These people, this blue, they got braids and dreads. I said, these niggas. I was like, I always saw that movie from that perspective.
That's crazy. I never did. I got older. I never seen it from that perspective.
Yeah. Especially the girl he was banging.
Yeah.
That was a sister. That was a total sister.
It would make sense, though. Black people connected to the earth. The avatars are connected to the earth. They were taller, more athletic, pretty much living in the Garden of Eden. And you have people come out from the caves or wherever you want to consider it to come destroy what they had.
Right. You know what makes sense?
They even teach you in Masonry that, what Masons believe, that Jesus, he was taught his miracles, how to perform his miracles in Egypt, which is pretty interesting as well. He learned, or they would consider it magic, but I feel like they said the Catholics took that away because it wasn't really good for just the whole look of Jesus as a whole. But he was really close with all of Africa.
Yeah, Jesse Lee Peterson will say he's white though. Definitely. You know Jesse Lee is?
Yeah.
Jesse Lee. Oh, hell no, he couldn't have been black.
There's documentations. This is the point. I like to look at dates. If him being a Negro predates anything of him being white, then that's what I have to go off of. I wouldn't care if he was Hispanic or Asian.
Right.
If it's documentation, if I find documentations that predates anything that's saying he's a Negro that's Asian, then Jesus is Asian now.
Right.
Like, that's just the way to do it. It's the most obvious way to do it, to find the original source.
He probably is black because his lazy ass needs to hear him come back. Keep hearing he's coming
and he
back.
got betrayed. And you think about it, if Jesus was black, that means Jews at that time were black too. And what they did, they betrayed him. He was at the Last Supper, niggas asking around at the table,
Yeah.
looking at who's gonna handle
This
everything.
sound like some nigga shit to me.
You got a snitch. You got a snitch snitching on him to save his own self.
Right.
It's the same stuff people go through. Black people go through betrayal more than any other race.
Yeah, right.
Would that not be a curse from Christ?
Yeah.
Right. Oh man.
He never. I mean, the thing is, the same way that they make women suffer from Eve, he make niggas suffer for betraying him.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's some deep shit right there.
God never forgets.
Right.
Never forgets. It's only that people do because they stop telling us the story. But
So-
he will always hold us accountable.
So black people are cursed.
I would consider. I would say yeah. I would assume so.
Yeah, because it doesn't make sense.
We're the
It's like
most-
we totally different from everybody else.
So envious, jealous, like it's all of the things that got Christ killed.
Right.
It's the same energy, the same spirits.
Yeah. Damn. Hope some black people listen to this podcast. Gotta. Yeah, man.
That's some deep shit right there.
Yeah.
Diggs your homework on that.
Yeah.
Bring those two together.
Yeah.
You're really religious. You're like I consider myself religious, but you on another level.
I'm very Christian. People get it kind of confused. I'm just more, I would say, original Christian because I'm not the Christian that I'm taught to be. I'm the Christian that I learned through researching. I just didn't accept things for what they are.
Yeah.
My religion got so much stronger because when I graduated and I got out the Army, I actually tried to disprove God was real. And it's what brought me closer to him. I was like, there's no way this stuff can be real.
Right.
And I spent so much time trying to disprove his existence. And that's what brought me to him. It's like I did experiments and I was looking up all this data from different translations and all these different texts.
Yeah.
And it just brought me closer to him because even the things like the water experiment or finding out what our words do or even finding out how the word Yahweh is in the Bible or even when we breathe, when you inhale, there's Yah and you exhale, you saying way. So all of us are speaking God even when we're breathing. I'm like, okay, that's strange. And then I look at the water experiment and I look at when you say the word hate at water, how it disrupts and be destructive. And if you say I love you to water, if you look at it through a magnifying glass, it's actually harmonized. And they say the same thing can be done to our blood. I'm like, there's too much intentionalism in this world for it to be random. It's too intentional. There's too much thought into this planet that we are living on for it to have been random.
Yeah. I just think the wrong people are fully aware of this and they're pulling everybody's strings. They're using it to manipulate people. You know, we too busy arguing amongst ourselves. We're not really looking at the big picture. We're not looking at holistically.
Well, explain why black people embrace we embrace some foul shit. Like our culture, it's just foul.
Right.
Yeah.
Like our women are like a caricature of what a woman is now. Because with all the BBLs and the lip, it's just like women don't even look like that. It's all fake.
I saw a video of Cardi B. She was talking about, just ratchet. Can you pull up that video?
I don't want to look at that girl.
No, just the way she talked. She was talking about sexual transmitted disease. You were just looking at. We was looking at like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, but I don't know where that video at, man. I ain't trying to look at that.
You know what I'm talking about, Joe?
I'll find it.
That woman,
STD.
man.
She's talking about STD.
Yeah, and that she's sucking dirty niggas' dicks and
Yeah, it's just like, and then just that whole that's the epitome of what the Democrat Party is. They go to her to represent the black community. That's who they brought out in front of Detroit.
yeah, Gorilla too.
It's just
Working.
Yeah.
I mean, as a black person, you don't see this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's so disrespectful, but we embrace that shit.
Yeah, and then when we call it out, like us three, they call us Uncle Toms.
Yeah.
Coons.
Our culture's been infiltrated. When hip hop started, it was about poetry. It's poetic.
Yeah.
About being able to get through the times of seeing the world for a different side of being original woke, just to see things for what it was. And even with Tupac, you can see that transition. Tupac wasn't originally a gangster rapper. And they had him put the bandana on, they had him get the thug life tattoo and all that for image. And around the time when Tupac became this gangster rapper, was hip hop as a whole was changing. They was adding incentives to make more gangster music to influence the culture that we see today. It was it was infiltrated. I feel like almost everything that is corrupted, it started off pure. But money came into it because people saw it and say, okay, they got a massive audience. Same way how people get compromised. As a massive audience, we could benefit from controlling this.
Right.
And controlling these type of people that's there because they get a profile on who your audience is just by who you are. It's like if we could change these type of people, because you got to think about hip hop, if it's poetic, it's something that was positive. So if they're like, if we could change this positive, and we know almost all of them are listening to it, we can almost control their race off this alone.
Right.
It was absolutely important for them to gain control of hip hop. They had to, but they first had to get us aligned with hip hop. So they had to first make us feel like none of these other different type of genres related to us, even though we made them. We made country, we made blues, we made all of that. But as time went on, they wanted us to disconnect from these things. That way you can control us entirely by only controlling one genre.
Right.
This creates
it doesn't
false
affect
realities.
it doesn't affect anybody else. It just affects them.
And any of the ones that it do affect that is not black, they're a lost cause.
Right.
It's fun how they look at black country music singers. Black people laugh at them. Look at this. He's trying to be white.
Yeah. Ignorant. Just ignorant.
It's we embrace some of the foulest, dumbest fucking people.
Yeah, man. Ignorant.
I think she was standing outside.
Yeah, she's talking about keeping your coochie clean and
Yeah.
yeah, I ain't trying to look at that shit. That woman is like,
Oh, you gotta see this, man. If you haven't seen it, Nom, you gotta.
Yeah, I think
oh,
it
I'm
made
sure
its rounds.
I'm sure he's seen
That
it.
one made us round. She was like in a gray.
Yeah, she had a great outfit.
Look at this shit. It's like there it is. Keep going back down. Next one. Boom. That's it.
Oh, it wasn't
Dick
gray.
is
Sorry.
hot. You gotta tell babe, yo, your dick smell like mustard, my nigga. You gonna throw my pH balance off. Y'all bitches be fucking these little dirty ass niggas. Y'all be sucking they dick and shit. And y'all be gagging on it. Y'all think y'all gagging on it because the dick is big. But no, bitch, it's because it stink. Another thing is, right, why your pH balance is throwing off, because y'all bitches need to fucking brush your teeth before you suck dick. Y'all eating barbecue ribs the whole day, bacon, egg, and cheese. Then you suck your nigga dick, and right after, he directly put it inside your pussy. Now you got bacon, egg, and cheese grease inside your pussy. You know what I'm saying? I'm only giving y'all this advice because I love you. If you don't want to take advice, all right then, bitch. Roll the dice and keep walking around with that dehydrated pussy. Like I said, I love y'all, and this is for y'all to keep the walk.
See, that song was out WAP. Wet ass pussy.
Yeah.
So that's why she was doing that stupid shit.
What a nasty bitch.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And the problem is, black people idolize her. They want to emulate her.
The women.
But no other race does that.
They
Chinese,
don't idolize the
white.
trash. Nope.
Yeah.
And another thing they don't do is when Democrats, they appeal to these other races, they never do it like Negroes.
Yeah.
Like, okay, Asians for the most part, they have a lot of culture in Kung Fu. I've yet to see a Democrat rally. Oh, the Kung Fu competition for the Asians. And why don't
That'd
they
be
hit
crazy as
piñata?
hell.
Why don't they hit piñatas for the Mexicans?
Exactly.
Right.
They don't bring none of that out because it's like shit. They're gonna get canceled. But Negroes bring out the rappers. I heard the niggas like rap. Bring out the rappers.
Bring out the
Only we
twerkers.
can be treated this way. Like you don't bring out Asian Oriental music.
Yeah.
Right.
Like every time I go in a Chinese restaurant, they don't listen to American music, so play the shit they want to listen to.
Yeah.
Right.
You won't do that because they'll find it disrespectful. We're the only ones that embrace what's disrespectful to other races.
Yeah, and that's a perspective everybody can understand. You go to an Asian, predominantly Asian community, and you come out there going, yo, yo,
Yeah.
yo, yo. And that geek, come out there and the geek going, yo.
They're gonna get disrespected.
Yeah, them Asian people
They're
will
not
probably do karate on
Yeah,
you.
they're not gonna vote for you. They're like you're mocking me.
Like they mock black people all the time, and they're like, yes, Glorilla is here. And she's up there fucking twerking, and it's like, we call the shit out, and we cool.
Yeah. You hit.
Oh my god.
It's so true.
Man.
It's sad, man.
Want that Boondocks clip where Gangsta-licious?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever watch that?
Yeah, I've seen every episode. It's
Dude,
great.
I used to watch that all the time. I thought it was just funny. I didn't believe this stuff was real.
It was way ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Way ahead.
Check it over here with some of your new gear.
Now, the vest isn't actually bulletproof, correct?
No, not really, but it's a hot style, and pink is definitely the in color for this season. And here we have the Gangsta-licious super long tee.
Oh, that's long, baby, but that's the style, right?
Why's the backside cut out?
I knew you were gonna ask that, and I like your attention to detail, Kel. I tell you why. That way, you don't have to waste time lifting up your t-shirt. You can get to your toast real fast, you know what I'm saying? Get the drop on a nigga. Not that we want the kids to carry guns or nothing like that, because We always tell the kids that ain't the way. Matter of fact, I had a song called Kids, That Ain't the Way. But if you got to pull a burner out on a nigga, this t-shirt could give you the half a second or more that may save your life.
Now this here is just amazing. Pearl necklaces. I didn't know men wore pearls.
Oh yes, definitely, Kelly. You know, we just want cats out there in the street, you know, to step their jewelry game up. It's all about pearl necklaces.
Wow, pearl necklaces. Right now, we...
Hey, you see... Yeah, you seen that before football games. What's that football player for the 49ers? What's his name?
Oh, his running back. He's went viral. He's wearing these
like feminine outfits.
He's a really good running back.
He's like a running back, wide receiver.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I forget his name. You follow football?
I stopped after the Falcons lost Super Bowl.
Oh, you did?
Oh, that's man, that broke your damn heart, huh?
Yeah,
that shit was crazy.
I actually stoed after that.
You like,
dude, watch the sense.
Dude, man, you got a lot in common. I used to be the biggest Atlanta Braves fan.
What?
Yes.
Dang, that's crazy.
Them dudes went to the World Series every year and lost. They made me quit watching them.
See? You just can't take it no more.
Dude,
and I was like,
I couldn't take it.
On politics, so you can have more time for it. So
you're like a Buffalo Bills fan. They went to 3 straight Super Bowls and lost.
Oh, no, I didn't even know. I didn't keep up. Wow.
2 of them was against Dallas. And the other one's, I think, New York. I was like, I can't be a Buffalo Bills fan. They take y'all to the Super Bowl and lose 3 straight Super Bowls.
Yeah, it takes your energy. It siphons your energy, definitely.
Yeah.
I swear it does. It's interesting. Those arenas, they remind you a lot of like Rome. How those
gladiators.
arenas were. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting too if you put the ceiling on a dome, it makes an eye from above. It's so crazy. All domes, when you close them up and you leave that hole in it, it makes an eye.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it makes an eye.
Is it this dude?
What's his name?
That's
a guy mocking him. He's really big on Instagram. He mocks all of them.
Oh, that's funny.
He's a San Francisco running back. I forget his name.
I ain't gonna lie, them dress.
Yeah. Put San Francisco running back, put gay outfits.
Some of them outfits that be
What's
crazy.
his name? Samuel.
Debo
Samuel.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a video going around. He was walking around, and it's just so feminine. You like would not wear that. It's like
it's almost like it's some kind of
somebody's making him do it.
Is it this one?
Nah.
He's always
it's brand new. Everybody's talking about it. Debo Samuels.
Just put Debo Samuel outfit.
Yeah, put Debo Samuel's skirt.
Was that what it was?
It looked like a skirt, but I think it was shorts. There it is to your left.
There it is, right there, the top left. Top left.
Top left. See it right there?
My left, yeah. That's it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, is that
That's
a
it.
video?
Oh man, that's crazy. What the hell?
You haven't seen this?
Yeah, I don't think I.
You go have to mute it.
Like young jock from the side.
Yeah.
Do you think that's like some kind of
humiliation ritual?
I would feel like the stylist told them to wear it, but I feel like most of that's stylists, but they agree to wear it because it must be. A lot of times these stylists, they work with PR companies, and if you put on certain things, like I said, a symbol, the whole world is ran by symbolism. If you are seen in certain public places, people will know that you are positioned to be there wearing that. So it lets those that's in power know you're ready to play ball. You're ready to play, you're ready to join, you're ready to go to the next level, etc.
So this is foreplay.
I'm not saying that's what it is, but it could be signaling.
Right.
It could be definitely be signaling, like symbolistic signaling.
Right.
Maybe it's a new contract. Maybe you're trying to go to a new team. There's things going on behind the scenes. They say, do this and we'll get this done for you. But that signal, I mean, that tells a lot of people. So if someone's on the inside, they see that, they automatically know what's going on. Like some people mentioned with DaBaby, when DaBaby started going viral, he went to South by Southwest wearing a baby diaper and got so much hype out after that. Right. Baby was like a gangster rapper. He had no reason. Like when I say that was so out of character, for him wearing that baby diaper, it's like this dude killed someone at Walmart. Right. This dude put hands on everyone, and you in a baby diaper. And the only thing is, when I know what I know about hip hop, when I start thinking, okay, maybe someone influenced this brother to do it because they don't talk about it after it's done. They're like it never happened.
Yeah,
it'd be some of the most.
Is that like a picture of that or something?
The baby wearing a baby diaper.
Yeah, because I like DaBaby.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite rappers, but it's so out of character. It's like
It was a reason behind that.
Yeah, it was just so out. It was no need. You at the top of your game. You have no need for this stuff. Like you don't have to do this. Like he was
right.
At the top.
You on top of the world. Yeah.
Yeah, it was no need for that.
Yeah. What?
He went all the way to South. Yeah, he performed with it and all. And
He
walked around.
performed?
Yep, South by Southwest in Texas back then. It was no reason. It was no reason.
That is crazy.
It's no reason.
What's that in his hands?
Hot dogs.
See?
Hot dogs. He got hot dogs wearing a diaper, and he's got 2 of them. He look happy though. Man. Nigga, I'm doing it. I did not know about this. I don't follow rap music like
I
too
just
much.
listen to music.
I hear
his music. I like his music.
Yeah, he
so.
makes great music.
Yeah.
He does. But it was just something that I thought was just so out of character. I didn't understand it. Yeah.
See, I seen this
So
picture.
you got that cover. So you look, that's his album cover, but people never see the bottom part.
Right.
See
I
the
didn't know
top.
that. Right.
So
I
just-
never seen
It
this.
changes the whole perspective. And that's a really good photo because that right there, that photo to me represents the industry. What
Yeah.
you see is not the full picture.
Right.
Wow, yeah.
To me, that really is good representation. That
That's
right there.
more symbolism.
Yeah, you don't see the full picture.
Right.
You only see from the top up. You see the
Right.
star.
Yeah, see, you can see that. You can explain it to the people while you see it,
Yeah.
but you see it.
See, that's it. That's the album cover right there.
That's
And that's
the
all you
album
see.
cover.
That's the present. That's what the people see. That's the star. That's the celebrity. That's what's presented to you.
Right.
That's the gangster. But you look at
Right.
it from the outside, you see what's really going on. You literally see the bigger picture.
Yeah, it shows you the bigger picture. He got a
Yeah.
big ass smile on his face. Yeah, that's a great. I
The
like-
world's sick, man.
That's a great analogy to the music industry. Damn. Hey man, where can people find you? That's
Go to my YouTube, Dom Lucre, DOMLUCRE, or my ex spelled the same way.
okay. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know you had a YouTube.
I just started it
Yeah.
in like March or February. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you got to stick with it. It's kind of slow on YouTube, but
Yeah,
it's up.
it picks up.
I've been hurting, so I just stay in consistency. I dropped 2 a day, and I filmed even before I came out here, so I got
Oh, did
2
you?
in drafts. Yeah, I make sure I
Okay.
have 2 to come out every day.
Yeah. Hey, everybody go follow Dom Lucre on YouTube and Twitter. Yeah. Thank you, brother, for coming
Thank
out.
you.
Yeah.
I know. Thank you.